Hey DJ Tech Tools, it's Chris Brackley in the lab today talking about something a little bit different, a little bit old school, talking about lollipop headphones, otherwise known as stick headphones, Acou-Sticks, mono sticks, whatever you want to call them. Now, if you're an old school DJ from back in the day, you've probably seen plenty of these around. If you are a new DJ or if you're into certain scenes like hip hop and stuff, you may have never ever seen a stick headphone. You've got no idea what it's about. So let's just sort of explain first of all. The idea of a stick headphone is it's a single cup headphone, usually wired with left and right channels coming out of your mixer into there, and they are summed to a mono signal, so you're getting both channels through your one cup that you've got there, and you've got a stick attached to it. Basically that's it. So it could be a straight stick, could be a Z sort of shaped stick, could be just a 45-degree bend. Danny Tenaglia has one that goes around his neck and he just goes like that with it. There's all these different options because, and that's mainly because until quite recently these have pretty much been a boutique item. There are people like Mario G in the States who make them to order. These are from a company in Leeds in the UK called Acou-Sticks, and it's basically a one-man band, and he makes these custom sticks, so you can have whatever shape you want, whatever length you want. You've got transparent handles and all kinds of things. You can have fixed cable or you can have XLR connector on there, all sorts of things like that. This one is a crazy sort of full-on custom one with a hand-stitched leather handle and with a wooden cup on there. This is proper sort of boutique stuff that he's making there, and I'm really into that. I like the idea of customizing. I mean, this is my Numark Redphone, which isn't very red anymore. I'm not big into red as a color scheme, so I've put a black foam grip on there instead of the red. I've customized the back and so on, put extra foam on there to stop it tapping like that, because that side tends to tap quite a lot, plastic on plastic, as it's got a bit looser with age. But all of these are pretty cheap. Each one is under $100. I think the Numark comes in at around 60 bucks or something like that. The Zomo's a little bit more. The Acou-Sticks one's probably going to run you a little bit under 100 here in the UK. So they're definitely affordable, and I think that a lot of DJs ought to try actually using them and see what they think. One of the things with the stick headphone, and one of the reasons that they are still popular with the old school guys like Tenaglia, like David Morales and Lil Louis Vega and so on, is that they're very sort of hands-on. You just basically pick it up, put it under your ear, and off you go. Or you can wedge it in place and so on. And it does encourage you to put it down. And when you're mixing, that's quite an important thing to remember to do. Oftentimes when I'm mixing, I've got my headphones on top of my head and I'm just bringing them down all the time. You can get kind of lost in your own kind of space, your own kind of audio environment, and it's quite important to remember to actually listen to the monitors and to the house system, getting the monitors down as well, and listen to what your audience is actually hearing. And if you use a stick headphone, it really does encourage you to do that very much, because it's like, well, I've got my mix kind of roughly set up, yeah, it's sounding pretty good, right, pop it down. Now I'm listening to the mix through the system as my crowd is experiencing it. And that's quite a refreshing thing to do, especially if you've grown up with regular 2-cup headphones. To actually have one of these and give it a try like that is very exciting. Now, you may not decide that you want to use it all the time or at all, but for under 100 bucks, it's something to try out. And definitely, if you're playing hip hop and R&B and so on, probably not going to be great for you. I tried to do an R&B gig, a hip hop and R&B gig with this Zomo one in testing, and yeah, after about an hour, because I mix every 90 seconds, my neck was basically ruined for the night. So, I'm up there like this, holding it like this, for constantly in the mix, and that's no good. But if you are playing house and something where you're going to let that music breathe a little bit more, a stick headphone is definitely something that you should try out. If you use sync as well, you'll see guys like DJ Craze who don't really use headphones at all anymore, but it is good to have a headphone there. And why go for that, big old two-cup headphone around your head or around your neck all night if you don't actually need it? If you're a sync user, own it. Just declare, right, this is what I'm doing. I don't need my headphones on all the time. I'm going to have a stick headphone. If I need to just check something's working harmonically or whatever before I bring it in, I'm going to use my stick, put it down again, and again, you're listening to what the crowd are hearing. And I think it's definitely refreshing. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about these models on the article itself over at djtechtools.com, and some more ideas about how you can custom build your own. There's some links to some forum posts like the Deep House page, which is the classic kind of guide to actually getting these done. So definitely check that out over at djtechtools.com, and thank you for watching.